Find the derivative of y equals 4 over t cubed minus 1 over t plus 6. Then evaluate y prime of 1. So y is made up of 3 terms that are adding or subtracting with each other. And therefore we can take the derivative of each of those terms and add or subtract them accordingly. The first 2 terms involve t in the denominator, and the numerator is just a constant, so we can rewrite those using a negative exponent. That first term can be rewritten as 4t to the negative 3. That next term can be negative t to the negative 1. That last term is just a constant. That will allow us to now use the power rule for the first term and the second term. The third term is just a constant with no t. So our derivative y prime, which can also be written as dy dt, will equal to first term, power rule. Bring down the negative 3, multiply it by the 4, negative 12. Subtract 1 from the negative 3, which will give us negative 4. The second term, also the power rule. Bring down the negative 1 multiplied by the negative 1, and that will give us a positive 1. Subtract 1 from the power, negative 1 minus 1 more will be negative 2. And then the third term is a constant with no t. The derivative of that is a 0. Our next step is to rewrite each of these. Negative exponents mean they can move back to the other position, which will be back to the denominator as a positive exponent. So we will have a negative 12 over t to the 4th and a plus 1 over t squared. At this point we can evaluate y prime of 1, which means to plug a 1 in for each of the t's. So negative 12 over 1 to the 4th plus 1 over 1 squared. 1 raised to any power will still be a 1. And anything divided by 1 is a 1. So I have negative 12 plus 1, which comes out to negative 11.